Okay, good day. We're going to continue the discussion that we have on the subject comparative models and policing. So this is the second part or the second session of our lecture to the subject matter. Okay, so last meeting we discussed the concept of globalization. Now we're going to talk about the impact of globalization and new technologies on different crime. Now, I think it's much easier to understand if we're going to refer to it as the result of globalization, but in terms of criminality. Okay, so most of the crime here are either brought by globalization or enhanced by globalization. So let's say, for example, the first crime that we have here, arms trafficking or gun running. No? So basically, selling of illegal firearms, unregistered firearms, no, has been in existence already, even before the development of technologies that connected us together. No? So meron ng mga cases or meron ng nako-commit na crime na kung saan is yung pagbebenta ng mga illegal firearms and so on, even before the development of or the improvement of technology. However, because of the fact na hindi pa tayo ganun ka-open or interconnected in terms of communication, in terms of transportation during the early days, medyo limited lang din yung mga inaabot or kung paano natin nako-commit or paano nako-commit ng mga criminals yung crime na arms trafficking. By the way, we define arms trafficking or gun running as the illicit trade or illicit trade of contraband, specifically small arms, explosive, ammunition, and so on. So, ibig sabihin, or in short, ang arms trafficking is yung illegal na pagbebenta ng baril, explosive, at yung mga bala. Okay? Yun yung concept ng arms trafficking. So, nangyayari na ito bago pa nag-evolve ang ating technology as to it is now. So, dahil nga we are already interconnected, ibig sabihin, fast communication, fast transportation, na-enhance ngayon yung methodologies kung paano i-commit ng mga tao yung tinatawag nating arms trafficking. Well, they transact online, hindi na face-to-face, di ba? Kung makikita nyo yung mga old movies that we have, pagbibili sila ng mga illegal na baril, kailangan merong face-to-face interaction, kaliwaan, di ba? Iabot mo yung pera, iabot sa yung mga baril, and so on. Ganun yung mga old methods on how arms trafficking is being committed. Pero with the advent of technologies brought by globalization, madali na lang yan. Even through online, kaya na nating magbenta at bumili ng mga illegal na baril, kahit hindi natin ka-meet up, or kahit hindi natin nakakaharap yung mismong seller. Okay? Because of globalization. So that's the impact. Second, child prostitution. Child prostitution is not a new crime. No, this is not this is not a crime that was born upon the as a cause of globalization. Hindi na to bago. Child prostitution is happening already, even prior to the evolution of technology that we have. And by the way, let's define first what is child prostitution. When we say child prostitution, it refers to sexual activities for remuneration. Yun yung concept ng prostitution. It always involves sexual activities or sexual favor in exchange for a remuneration or payment. Laging may kabayaran. Or it may be for the purpose of consideration. Yun yung concept ng child prostitution. So makikipagtalik ang isang bata, makikipag-engage siya sa isang sexual activity, ang kapalit nito ay pera, bayad, or pwede ring considerations or favor. Okay? So, hindi na ito bago, as we have stated. Hindi na siya bago. Pero, because of the advent of technologies that we have right now, as brought by globalization, of course, no, napapadali na lamang yung pag-commit ng child prostitution. No? Kailangan mo lang ng internet connectivity, no, ng webcam, no, ng laptop or desktop and so on, no, pwede ka nang mag-engage into child prostitution, no, via online. Diba? So, child prostitution also happens or happening, no, in the social media, no, kung saan online na binubugaw na yung mga kabataan, di ba? Online na yan, pwede kang, para ka na lang nag-order ng parcel, something like that, no? Pwede kang makipag-transact online, no? Mag-meet up na lang kayo somewhere, and so on, na hindi mo na kailangan lumabas sa kalsada para maghanap ng prostitute, no? So, this or the commission of this crime was affected by globalization. Napadali, no? Napabilis, okay, ang pag-commit ng child prostitution dahil sa technology na meron tayo ngayon. So that is another impact of globalization to this crime. And we have also cybercrime. No? Well, cybercrime, isa ito doon sa mga tinatawag nating crime that was born, no, out of globalization. Dahil nga, syempre, when we talk about globalization, we talk about technology, we talk about interconnectivity, and things like that. So, isa itong cybercrime doon sa mga crime na naging or nagkaroon lang ng ganitong uri ng crime dahil nga nag-evolve tayo because of technology that we have, because of globalization. No? So, when we say cybercrime kasi, these are criminal activity that either targets or uses a computer technology and computer network technology or a network device. So it is a crime that is focused on technology, no? That could have not been born, hindi siya dapat meron kung hindi lang tayo nag-progress. But however, nag-progress tayo, so kasama din ito, no? Progress, sabi ko nga, always brought with it either positive change or negative change, no? But the thing here is that we cannot avoid progress. Hindi tayo pwedeng umiwas sa pag-evolve, sa evolution of our way of living, of our technology, the evolution of our society. So, talagang nandyan. So, yun nga lang, ang resulta is, nagkakaroon din tayo ng mga panibago or makabagong problema. Like cybercrime. Okay? Then we have also human trafficking. What is human trafficking? We refer to human trafficking as the form of a modern day slavery, no? Wherein people are illegally transported, no, against their force or because they were deceived, no? And its purpose kung bakit sila transport illegally, no, is for the purpose of labor, for the purpose of sexual exploitation, or other activities. So, ito yung human trafficking kasi, no, is nangyayari yan sa either pwede natin sabihin dinukot yung isang tao, no, dinala sa ibang lugar para maging slave. That is human trafficking. No? Pwede rin naman yung niloko ka. Halimbawa is sinabing magkakaroon ka ng trabaho sa Amerika, magiging aasenso ang buhay mo kasi you will be earning dollars. No? Pagpunta mo doon, wala naman palang trabaho. No? Pagpunta mo doon, no, magiging alipin ka pala or slave ka pala. No? Magtratrabaho ka pero hindi ka kita. Kasi yung kita, ang makikinabang lang dito is yung nagdala sa'yo doon. So, this kind of human trafficking, usong-uso po yan. No? Lalong mga biktima dito ay yung mga gustong mag-abroad. No? Na kung saan is papangakuan sila ng trabaho, pagdating doon ay hindi naman pala sila magkakatrabaho. Ang mahirap pa is pagtatrabahuin sila, no, nang walang sweldo. Ang nakikinabang is yung kanilang illegal recruitment, that is human trafficking. So even before technology arrived, no, in our country, we have cases of human trafficking already. Diba? Nung hindi pa usong internet, hindi pa usong Facebook, no? Wala pang camera ang mga cellphone, nangyayari na, no? Yung human trafficking na tinatawag natin, and we call that illegal recruitment, di ba? So hindi siya dahil or hindi nagkaroon ng human trafficking dahil sa globalization. Ngunit, no, yung pag-commit ng human trafficking napadali because of globalization. Siyempre, madali na lang ngayon mag-recruit. Madali na lang ngayong makipag-transact, no? Madali na lang pekehin yung mga files or mga information, no, na kailangan mong ipakita para mas mapaniwala mo yung isang tao, no? So mas napadali, no, ang pag-commit ng human trafficking because of these different technologies that we have right now. Another thing is illegal drug, no, illegal drugs, illegal drug trade or drug trafficking. What is all about this one? No? So when we talk about illegal drug trade, now we are referring to the illegal activity of cultivating, illegal cultivation, illegal manufacture, illegal distribution, or illegal sale of prohibited drugs. Now, yan yung ibig sabihin ng illegal drug trade or illegal or drug trafficking na tinatawag natin. So, does this crime exist prior to the development or prior to the technologies that we have? Meron na ba itong crime na ito bago pa na-invento ang cellphone, no, ang computer, ang internet, and so on? No? Ang sagot natin, syempre, meron na. No, meron nang nangyayaring illegal drug trade, no, bago pa man dumating itong mga technology natin. No? So, ano naman ang naging impact ng globalization? Same as true with other crimes. Syempre, napadali ang pag-commit ng crime. No? Dati, kailangan mong puntahan yung seller, kailangan mong makipag-meet up, no? Kailangan mong makipagkita doon sa pagbibilhan mo ng drugs. Pero ngayon, you can order online. Pwede nilang ipadala online. No? Ang magda-deliver sa'yo ay yung mga online delivery rider without them knowing yung drugs pala yung dinideliver nila. So, napadali, no, yung pag-commit ng drug trafficking or illegal drug trade because of technology. Okay? Lahat pinadali, actually, no, lahat pinadali ng technology. Kasi, you know, ang tandaan natin when it comes to globalization, nagkakaroon tayo ng improvement on technology. Okay? Napapadali ang buhay natin, no? Kasi, for example, yung sa paglalaba, di ba? For example, yung paglalaba. Dati, mano-mano, kamay-kamay yung paglalaba. Ngayon, no? Madali na lang maglaba kasi we have washing machine, di ba? Hindi na natin problema kung uulan o araw kasi pwedeng matuyo yan kahit hindi natin ibilad sa araw. Okay? Napadali ang buhay, di ba? Ganon din ang epekto ng globalization sa mga kriminal, di ba? Kung napapadali ang buhay ng mamamayan dahil sa technology na meron tayo, napapadali din ang trabaho ng mga kriminal sa paggawa ng crime because of the different technology. So, yan yung hindi maiwasang consequences. Kung napapadali ang buhay mo, malamang napapadali din ang buhay ng mga masasamang tao because of technology. Okay? Another crime that we will be discussing is yung tinatawag nating money laundering. What is all about money laundering? Now, when we talk about money laundering, we're referring to the process of illegally concealing the origin of money obtained from illicit activities such as drug trafficking, corruption, embezzlement, gambling, no, by converting it to legitimate sources. So, ang money laundering na tinatawag natin is yung mga galing sa illegal na pera, pinagmumukha itong galing sa legal. No, yun yung konsepto ng money laundering. Halimbawa, galing sa wedding, yung perang pumapasok sa'yo. no? So kapag ikaw ay kumikita dahil sa pinagbabawal na sugal, definitely hahabulin ka ng ating batas, makakasuhan ka, no? So pwede tayong magpayaman, pwede tayong yumaman basta galing sa legal lahat ang pera natin. Kasi kung galing sa illegal, syempre, no, huhulihin tayo, kakasuhan tayo ng gobyerno, magiging kalaban natin ang batas. So maraming mga kriminal, no, or maraming mga tao that majority of their earnings, no, majority ng perang pumapasok sa kanila ay galing sa illegal, no? So anong gagawin nila ngayon para hindi sila habulin ng batas? They will launder their money. Ibig sabihin, pagmumukhain nila na yung pera nila ay galing sa legal na pamamaraan. Yan yung konsepto ng tinatawag nating money laundering, no? So paano ba nangyayari to? For example, meron kang payroll or lagi kang tumatanggap, no, sa payola ng pasugalan, di ba? Kasi ikaw ay tinatawag nating protector. Ikaw ay alagad ng batas o ikaw ay empleyado ng gobyerno at pinoprotektahan mo yung isang bagay na pinagbabawal, no, kaya sila ay kumikita, and that is like, for example, illegal gambling. So, every month, may pumapasok sa'yo na pera galing sa illegal gambling, no? Pag yan ay nakita ng ating batas, syempre, makakasuhan ka. So, gagawa ka ngayon ng paraan para kung saan yung pera na papasok sa'yo ay hindi siya mukhang galing sa illegal. Like business. Diba? Halimbawa, yung isang business is legal. Say for example, resort. No? Resort yung business. Pero, no, yung resort pala na yan ay front lamang, pangharap lamang ng mga illegal activities. Yung pala, sa loob nito ay may illegal na sugalan. No? O di kaya may sabungan, di ba? Na kung saan every month itong resort na ito na i-deposit sa account mo, no, ng thousands of money, no? With the assumption na yung mga nade-deposit nito ay galing sa kita ng resort, which is legal kasi business yan eh. Yan pala yung pera na i-deposit ng resort na ito, no, pretending to be a business, is hindi naman galing sa earning ng resort mismo, kundi galing sa illegal activities na nangyayari doon sa resort. So, yung at face value, kung titignan natin at face value, mukha siyang legal. Kasi nga, lahat ng pera is deposited by this resort. It's a business. And this resort is a legal business. Diba? Pero, deep down, yun pala ay galing sa illegal. At naka-front lang kumbaga yung resort, no, para hindi siya pagdudahan na illegal money yung mga pumapasok sa'yo. That's the concept of money laundering. No? Noon, syempre, kailangan mo pa ng mga ganong activities para nang sa ganon is mapalabas na galing sa legal yung pera mo. No? Pero ngayon, madali na lang. No? We have e-wallet, no? Na kung saan is pwedeng mag-transfer yung pera from one place to another hanggang sa hindi na ma-detect kung saan nanggaling yung pera. Diba? Another thing is we have the bank secrecy law. Pag pumasok yung pera doon sa bangko, yung bangko have the authority to not to disclose, no, the information with regards to your bank information, unless they're part of the AMLA. Or, ang pinakamalala ngayon is the so-called e-money or cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency kasi we don't have trace. Wala kang trace. Unlike e-wallet or online transaction, meron pa rin yung trace. Kumbaga, from GCash ni Pedro papunta kay Juan, si Juan papunta kay Carding, si Carding nag-send sa'yo. So, meron siyang paper trail. Matre-trace nila kung saan nanggaling, sino ang nagbigay ng pera. No? But with cryptocurrency, no, medyo iba yon kasi walang trace na makikita. So, napapadali ngayon. Most criminals nowadays uses cryptocurrency kasi they cannot trace, no, kung saan nag-origin, saan nanggaling yung pera. Okay? So, they're not even questioning, no? They're not even questioning kung legal or illegal ba yung source mo kapag yan ay galing sa cryptocurrency. Diba yung may mga hacker? Okay? For example, yung mga hacker, they hack onto your e-wallet. Okay? If they hack into your e-wallet and transfer the funds on your e-wallet to their account, no, to their bank account or GCash account or Paymaya or whatsoever, huli. Kasi may paper trace eh. No? I-trace lang nila kung kanino na transfer yung pera doon sa hinak na account at sino yung pinag-transferan. No? So, meron kang evidence na naiwan. So, ang gagawin ng isang matalinong kriminal, no, i-hack niya yung account mo, no, e-wallet account mo or bank account mo. Then, the money will be used to purchase cryptocurrency. And that from cryptocurrency, they can deposit that back, no, to their own bank account or e-wallet account. With that, wala na. Hindi mo na yung matrace at hindi mo matrace yun. No? Kasi pagpasok ng pera sa cryptocurrency, wala nang trace. No? Wala nang paper trail doon. Kaya yun yung ginagawa nila. So, napakadali na lang gumawa ng mag-launder ng pera dahil sa technology na meron tayo, dahil sa evolution of the finances, no, financial institution na meron tayo ngayon, no? So that is also another impact of globalization. Then we have also organized crime. What is all about organized crime? When we talk about organized crime, it is a category of transnational, national, or local groupings of highly centralized enterprises run by criminal to engage in illegal activity, most commonly for profit. From the term organized crime, we're referring to a certain organization, no? An organization that is formed for the purpose of committing crime and for the purpose of profit. Yun yung tinatawag nating organized crime. Ngayon, ano ang naging impact ng globalization to organized crime? No? Kasi even before technology, we have already organized crime. No? Yakuza existed, no? Chinese mafia existed, yung mga cartels already are existing prior to the technologies that we have right now. Wala pang Facebook and so on. No? Meron na yung mga yan. Ngayon, na meron na tayong nararamdaman na yung tinatawag natin globalization, we have these different technologies that we have right now. Napapadali ngayon, no, yung pag-organize ng mga organized crime. Anong ibig natin sabihin? No? If, say for example, you want to be a Yakuza, no? Ano ba yung Yakuza na tinatawag natin? Yakuza is Japanese, the biggest Japanese or the biggest criminal organization that exists. No? Siyempre, ano to? Si Japanese. So, Yakuza. Paano ka maging member? Di pumunta ka sa Japan. No? Punta ka sa Japan, doon ka tumira, hanapin mo yung mga member ng Yakuza, magpa-member ka sa kanila. Okay? So, mahirap. No? However, because of technology that we have, no, pwede na tayo maging member, no, kahit hindi tayo pumunta sa Japan. Pwede na rin tayong mag-organize ng other branch, no, ng Yakuza, no, other chapter ng Yakuza even without going to Japan. No? Kasi pwede na tayong makipag-communicate sa kanila, no, FaceTime, no, through the technologies that we have right now. Pwede na tayong makipag-usap sa kanila, no, without going in their place. No? So, information are disseminated instantly because of technology, no? And that means that all transactions are also or can be disseminated also because of these new technologies that we have. Okay? Organized crime, lumawak yung operation ng mga organized crime or dumami pa yung mga organized crime because of technology and globalization. That's the impact. Okay? So, I guess we will stop on that. No? Kasi medyo napahaba na naman tayo. No? Next meeting, we will be talking about challenges to law enforcement. Ano naman yung mga naging challenges ng globalization sa law enforcement natin. No? Ngayon, kasi we discussed lang the impact of globalization to different crimes. So, yan. I hope I was able to impart my knowledge with regards to this topic on globalization and its impact to the different crimes that we just discussed. If you have a question, you may comment on the comment box, no? And if everything is clear, that's it for today. Thank you for listening. See you on the next upload. Bye-bye.